means. What it really means, there are very important consequences of this understanding. In reality, to understand how intelligence works, how Buddhi works, it's also very important to take into consideration ego portion. Because intelligence does not work directly, so to speak. To get the reference from our subconscious mind, intelligence goes through the layer of ahankara, goes through the layer of ego. What it really means, I will explain in a moment. What is the significance of this? But first, I will also give some little information from Pancharatra literature, which says that Sankarshan has two attributes, which is Nan and Bala. Sankarshan, which is the deity of our false ego, of our ego, so to speak. And then Pradyumna has also two attributes. That is Aishwarya and Virya. To be complete in our description, Aniruddha has also two attributes, which is Shakti and Tejas. And Vasudeva, what do you think? How many attributes has Vasudeva?
At least two.
He has 6 attributes, all of them together. Vasudeva is, everything is there. Vasudeva is the original deity, so everything is there. He has 6 attributes and 6 opulences. But these partial representatives of Vasudeva and Chaturvyuha, or Vasudeva principles, so to speak, they have 2 attributes each. So I will, in some detail, explain in connection to our main topic, these 2 functions, Sankarshan and Pradyumna, because you cannot really talk about intelligence without talking about ego. As I said, they are very closely interconnected. So first I will speak a little bit about ego in our understanding. What it means. We are talking about strong and healthy ego, strong and healthy buddhi, strong and healthy manas. So that this whole function, this whole antakaran, this whole mechanism would help us in our spiritual life. That's the main topic of this description. So basically, first, for us to have good buddhi, we have to have good ego. Good and proper ego. And what it means, I will explain, or try to explain now. First consideration, which is very important, that in order to act properly and to have buddhi working properly, this ego has to be very clear. What we see in the Vedic culture, we have a lot of stress given to this particular point in the society. You have to know who you are. At least, even on the conditioned plane, you have to know who you are. You have to have a very clear understanding who you are in the society, what is your role in the society. You know, therefore, there is a lot of stress in this. Brahmachari means this. Woman means this. Grihastha means this. Sannyasi means this. Brahmana means this. All this varnashrama system is the system which gives you very clear understanding who you are. Because unless you know who you are, you will not be able to act. In order to act properly, you have to know who you are, and moreover, it's not just very clear understanding with a set of rules. Ego means basically you know who I am, who you are, and that's why jnana is there. Jnana means basically the understanding of who you are, samanga jnana, the understanding of who you are in relationship to this world and all this relationship which is there, and ultimately in relationship to God. So, ego, for us to properly function, we have to really be clear. What is my role? What are my duties? Because this is what basically ego means. Ego means rules, which come directly from the understanding who I am. Like if you're a brahmachari, you know what it means. Of course, I don't know if you know. You may or may not know what it means, but ideally it means, if you're a brahmachari, it means that there are certain rules which you have to follow, which comes with this designation. This designation which is there in the ego, it consists of the rules. Like for example, if you come to England, basically you accept certain ego here. England is an ego. It's a country, and together with this, you accept certain rules. You have to behave all like the same goals. In Rome, you behave like Romans. You're supposed to follow certain very clear rules. So this is one very important consideration. And if you have this very clear, then there is no confusion. This certain rules which comes with your ego, with your identity, they are not something, it's not the subject of doubt or not the subject of deliberation, so to speak. It's accepted with the identity. And the more clear the identity is defined, the better it is. The problem of modern civilization is that there is no clear identity. People are there, and nobody knows who they are, and sometimes they think maybe I'm not a man, I changed my sex, and they go and change the sex and try, maybe it works better for them. But that's all very problematic condition. In the Vedic culture, you have to have very clear identity, and this is the first starting point of properly functioning buddhi. Without this clear identity, you will not be able to act. And therefore, there is a lot of stress also on external things, because external things help us to identify or to create this identity. We have this pillar, and we have this and that, and in Vedic culture, even now in India, if you see how people dress, of course, for us Westerners, it doesn't matter so much, because we have no clue, but those people who know the culture, they know they dress slightly different. Dhoti is dressed in a slightly different way. It's not because today they stand in the mirror and they decided to put it in a different way. It means something for their identity. As Bhakti Sakshidan Maharaj, godfather of Srila Prabhupada, once beautifully, he told a very beautiful story. And that's in connection with the point of nectar of devotion, that Vaishnava Chimha, the external signs of Vaishnava, is a very important part of sadhana.